Hi guys. For you guys that have just come upon this channel, my name is Cindy Cool, and this is a few of the unfortunate events of a sequence of unfortunate events that have been my life. One of the things that I wanted to explain tonight is my kitchen issue. PTSD triggers, different things, what you want to call it. One of my major challenges is the dishes. Sometimes I can't do them for days, sometimes weeks. Sometimes just looking at them brings a fear to me that makes me lose my urination. I'll run to the bathroom as fast as I can, but I don't always make it. It wasn't always like this. I know what caused it. I'm not sure what was the trigger to bring it up. But doing the source therapy on myself and with therapists, I figured out where it came from. When I was younger, supper time was always very stressful. Well, coming home from school, coming home from school the whole day was stressful. But we're going to talk about supper time in the kitchen and the dining room. So, like I said, my dad was a German, and his wife also believed, as he did, that the women, the girls, should wait on the men, the sons, the boys. So, it was the woman's, kids, females' job to clean the house, do the dishes, do the laundry, cook, clean, all household chores. Okay? My grandma did that. My aunts did that. Understand. Totally respect that. But there's a limit, and there's a line of abuse that comes to that. When I was younger, when we'd get done eating, I would always have a stomach ache, it seemed like, especially when we'd eat greasy food, like fried pork chops, fried chicken, anything fried, anything with milk in it, mashed potatoes, lettuce. It just seemed like anytime I would eat, like straight to the bathroom. I would say it hit me probably about 11 or 12. And remember, I went to live with my dad about 10. So I'd only been living with him for about a year when this started to hit me. So, I would get done with eating, and it was like, it almost felt like as soon as it would go in, it was like, and it was like that tube just was like, ooh, okay, let's go. So, I don't know if I have to say it, but I will. After supper, me and my dad's wife, was to clean off the table, get the whole table cleaned off, do the dishes, get the house spick and span before it was time to do the dishes. Before it was time to start our nightly routine with the bed baths and stuff and so forth. So, you know, the night ritual that we had to do. So what the ritual did detail was the boys got up, Dad got up, Dad went to the living room normally, unless he did have to go back outside or he was going to go ahead and take his shower, unless he had to go out and, you know, he had cows, pigs. If there was something else going on outside, he would do that. The boys were leaving, they would leave, but they didn't stick around to help with the dishes. They never got their hands wet. They never scraped a dish. Now, they did have to take out slop. Give them that. They had to take out slop. We'd put it in a container. They'd have to take it out to the dogs, the cows, the pigs, whoever was getting it at that time. So they would have to take that out. And the trash. They did. Usually Corey, or, well, the youngest one, would have to do that if they would. I just, in the little short time that I was there, the 4 years, 6, I would do it. 4, I would say. So, I mean, it would hurt so bad. And even when I was with my mom, guys, so it wasn't just when I was with my dad. And it wasn't just at Dad's house. It was, if I ate McDonald's, if I was at Grandma's, it would be like, Grandma, you know, she would go through in McDonald's. We loved McDonald's. I don't know if anybody else, you know, would go through McDonald's, and especially, you know, my age, 48, you know, we went to McDonald's and they would have the McDonald glasses and the plates and stuff. So like Grandma would come home from bingo and then we'd go up there, and by the time we got back to Grandma's house in Litchfield, me and Grandma was both running to the bathroom. So know where I got my spastic colon from. And then also, when I turned 21, I had some issues and found out my gallbladder was full of slush. The doctor come in and said, Cindy, you should have had this out a long time ago, girl. Long time ago. And I'll never forget it, because my dad, his wife, and my mom was sitting right there. And B1, my first husband, was sitting right there. And he knew how much they used to make fun of me and tell me that I was just trying to get out of doing the dishes. I was just lying. I didn't have to go to the bathroom. I didn't have a stomach ache. I didn't have to poop. I didn't have to pee. I was just lying. That's what they said. They still talk about it to this day. Even though they had a doctor tell them. It was so bad that when I was going through it with my gallbladder, I went through 3 cardiac casts because they thought that I was having a heart attack. That's a whole nother sequence of unfortunate events that I'll have to tell you guys about. 3 cardiac casts, SLU. It wasn't heart attacks. They were messing up taking my blood wrong, and it was the pain of the gallbladder that was full of sludge. It should have come out when I was younger. And I used to say it. My stomach hurt. It didn't matter what I said. I was always lying. That's what she made me look like to everybody. Just like when I went to get my tonsils out. He wouldn't even let me tell my mom. Here I was in Hillsborough Hospital, and they wouldn't even let me tell my mom. I have no idea how she found out. I don't think I told her. But I should have never been asked or told not to tell her. Understand? She showed up drunk. Understand, but still. there's other reasons. So besides, the, getting done from eating, needing to go to the bathroom, asking to go to the bathroom, sometimes getting told I could, sometimes getting told I couldn't, so getting ready to shit my pants and hoping I don't. So then what am I doing? Hurrying up, doing dishes. We all know what happens when we hurry up and do dishes. We either make a mess, don't get dishes done right, so I didn't. So I wouldn't get them clean because I was just trying to get them done so I could go poop. Because my stomach hurt and it was getting ready to come out. So then the dishes wouldn't get done. They wouldn't get clean. And then she'd find them. And then she'd pull all the dishes out. All the dishes out of the cabinet. And I'd have to wash them all. I accidentally, I'm gonna say this. I did it one time at my mom's. I'll admit it. I wanted to go to a baseball game, softball game. And she talked to Betty. Betty told her. She made me pull them out. But then I told my Mom, she made me do that. But this was the reason that I was hurrying up. She's like, what? Because my mom always knew. Next door neighbor. My mom always knew if we went to eat somewhere, because she was the same way. We went to eat somewhere, we had to hang out for half an hour, 45 minutes, because we had to go potty. Or if we were going to eat, as soon as we got there, we ordered and ate so that everything could like jiggle down. And then by the time we got ready to leave. So, there is more about the kitchen. There is the fight. Well, I shouldn't say the fight. There is the time that Dad got called because two of her boys were fighting in the house. They wouldn't take it outside, so when Dad come home, they had to stand shoulder to shoulder and punch each other right in the kitchen while we're trying to make supper, going around them. They're teenagers. One of them said, I don't want to hit the other one. You got your choice. Either you hit them or I hit you, my dad said. He said, I don't want to hit him, so my dad hit him. Guys, I'm not the only one that was abused. I never said I was. But that's their story. I might share a little bit, but that's their story. But that's what I wanted to tell you. I wasn't the only one. And I also want to say, you guys, there is, as a friend would say, there's main characters and there's supporting actors. So we got to make sure we get this story correct, guys. There's my dad. His last name is the same as mine. He has a wife that's last name is the same as mine. Then my mother, my real mother, passed away years ago. And her first name was Linda. And when she passed away, her last name was Engel. And her maiden name was Jet. She was with a gentleman for 20 years that at the end was definitely her soulmate. And his name is John, and he is from Mount Olive. He is not the father that hurt me. So I want to make that clear. Some people, I want to make sure everybody gets that right. So John and my mom were together 20 years later in life. Linda and Eddie were together from, as far as I figure, from 17 for my mom until approximately 25. Betty has the paperwork. Betty has like the paperwork that my mom, her diary after she lost her baby, after she lost my sister. Betty has my mom's diary. Don't ask me why. So that's it, guys. I just want to make sure that we all get everything there too in place. So my mom, when she passed, she was with a gentleman named John. They were in love. The gentleman, that was her soul companion. Very good man to her. Very lucky. Has daughters. They're my sisters. Not my dad's wife. Not my dad's wife and his sons, her sons. I have one sister. Her name is Candy. And my dad and my mom lost her when my mom at 9 months. And that's when I lost my mom and dad. And I know that. So I just wanted to get some of the characters in line also. So have a good night, guys. And keep watching. Keep a lookout for the next event in the sequence of unfortunate events. I'm letting you guys in.